I feel such gratitude for giving myself this space to reflect on all the emotions that I have experienced lately. I do feel that there are many of these emotions wants to be released from my subconscious. And I do believe that the only way to release those depressed emotions is, of course, through awareness and allowance and compassion. And I do feel gratitude in form of self-compassion, that I hold this space for myself to reflect and to detect the thoughts and feelings causing those emotions. And I do feel gratitude that I have pre-reflected about whether crying or not maybe is a way, a serene portal of allowance to release and to let be dissolved. And sure, maybe crying is in a way a form of expression from my subconscious. But I do think that crying sometimes is a more pure form with the awareness and self-compassion present. I've been thinking that tears is like a cleansing flow that dissolve and bring those impressed that are packeted whenever they are depressed and drawn together. And each and every one of those negative emotions may be small once they are impressed in the subconscious, but together and drawn together, those small stones turns into giant blocks. And I do really feel and know that through the light of our awareness, and once our conscious mind are lit with the flow from our true spirit, we can use our free will to impress the thoughts and feelings and perceptions that we want to feel and have chosen by our free will. But I also do think that there are blocks in the subconscious that are blocking the free flow from our spirit to expand in our subconscious. And I think there are many of us who have started their own awakening journey recently, or after they have turned into adults anyway, and giving that it is so. I mean, in our childhood, how many blocks aren't there implemented in our subconscious? So I think it's like a cycle. Sometimes we have been equipped with this incredible tool, our conscious mind and everything that goes with it, our subconscious mind and our ego with their functions. And the ego functions is to keep our human body alive. When I think about that, and when I think about self-compassion through the light of awareness, and I do think like allowing ourselves to feel the emotions and the blocks that are operating underneath the surface is the path of dissolving them. And with that being said, I apply the teachings and the wisdom that I believe is a choice, and I can choose which beliefs I want to install that are serving me. But with that being said, I also do think that there are sometimes huge blocks that maybe not can be replaced until we actually dissolve them first. And I mean, crying is an expression. Anger is more like a reaction when we get scared, when we fear something, or when we feel ashamed. We often react with anger, and I probably think that you can relate to this. And if you can't, I probably think that you have people surrounding you that you can relate to. One example is when we express something that we feel. If we tell a colleague or a friend like, I got sad when you said this, it's easy for people to react because they feel ashamed, and that is a reaction. Anger is more like a reaction. But I've been thinking about this a lot lately, that tears, yeah, of course, that is an expression of a feeling in our subconscious. But I also do feel like sometimes crying is like more a serene form. expressing. And maybe crying is like the serene portal to ascend those emotions that in the first place made us want to cry. And when we can ascend them to the surface, to the light of our awareness, that is where they actually will dissolve. I feel like self-compassion through awareness is so much more relatable because I have studied a lot about self-compassion, and I've read that in the books that I've read anyway, that it's about accepting those human experience and human senses. But I want to expand on that. I think it's more about allowing ourselves to experience the emotions and the senses that our instruments are equipped with. And through the divine light of allowance, we can give ourselves the flow from our true selves, that is infinite and unconditional love. That is what self-compassion is for me.